What's up guys, welcome to another episode of Hosting channel. In this video I'm going to answer a question that I get from many people. I get many messages or phone calls. People ask me what product do I recommend for removing sword marks. So to answer the question simply, there is no way to recommend you any product. That's because when it comes to removing sword marks, it's not down to just a product, it's not just down to compound. There's also many different factors involved in the process. If you do it correctly, you will remove it. I'm gonna show you in this video what I do to make my work very efficient, get really nice results. I'm gonna show you single stage polishing that removes a lot of imperfections, at the same time leaving very nice finish. So first of all, let's have a look at the condition of the paint that I'm going to deal with, and let's have a look at the result that I got within single stage polishing. What we have here is Opel Astra 2007 black metallic paint. The paint is in extremely bad condition. However, the Opel paint is usually is not the hardest one. It's kind of medium paint. When it comes to paint correction and single stage polishing, I have my favorite combination that works on most of paints, especially when it comes to dealing with harder German paints or medium paints. This combination isn't great for soft paints like Japanese cars, as it would leave too much mess, but when it comes to medium or harder paints, it works extremely well for me. However, there is no guarantee that if you use this combination, you're gonna get results like I do get on, for example, this paint. That's because it also takes a bit of time to practice it, takes a bit of experience as well. However, once you master this combination, let's say, or something similar, you should be getting really nice results, even within single stage polishing. So, starting from the polisher, what I mainly use to deal with harder paints, or medium paints, and also like single stage polishing on those paints, I use Makita PO6000. It's gear driven polisher with 5mm throw. This machine allows me to put as much pressure as I want when it comes to polishing the paint. When it comes to the polishing pad, and the pad actually in this case plays big role, it's heavy coating pad from NAT. This pad is slightly different than most of pads that you might use or you might have used before. This pad, when you get fresh pad, is extremely hard. But from the friction that you're causing on the paint, and if you apply a bit of pressure on it, once you work in, the pad gets a bit of heat, and that causes that the pad gets softer. So if you work with it correctly, you have extremely good cutting power at the start, but after a couple of passes on the paint, what happens is the pad gets softer, so the pad acts like almost finishing pad. When it comes to the compound, most of brands these days, they make very good compounds. My favorite one these days is Swag Heavy Coat. Another one is FX Protect Heavy Coat. I mainly work with these two compounds and they work extremely well. That's because the compounds have great cutting power at the start, but they are diminishing compounds. So what that means is when you work with the compound and you do couple of passes, the abrasivity of the compound changes to sort of smaller. So if you combine the cutting pad that gets softer at some stage and the compound changes its abrasivity to smaller, this way you can achieve extremely good cut at the start of the polishing, but if you work it right way, you will also get nice finish at the end. So now you know what I use to achieve those results. Now I'm gonna show you step by step what I do with the combination I have to achieve that result. So as you can see, the paint is pretty bad. First of all, let's start from the area that we're gonna polish in one go. The size of the area is about 16 by 16 inches. When it comes to the compound, all you need is couple drops of compound on your pad. Now I'm going to spread the compound on the panel. For that I use the lowest speed of the polisher. When I have the compound spread, I can start to use all the properties of my polishing pad and the compound. I know that the compound and pad are the most abrasive at the very start, so I'm going to do 3, 4 to 5 passes with some pressure at high speed. The speed in this case will be about 4.5 of the polisher. The 5 speed is the maximum. I'm gonna work slowly. If you work slowly with the polisher, you allow the polisher to do its job. If you start to work fast, literally like you're moving the polisher over the paint, but your polishing combination doesn't get the chance to do the job. After 4 or 5 passes with pressure and higher speed, what I do, I release the pressure from the machine, I reduce the speed to about 3.5, 4. Then I do 2 light passes. At this stage, the abrasivity of the compound is at minimal level as I used it up in the previous passes. So now I can do my finishing stage within the same set of passes. So what I do is I release the pressure, reduce the speed, and that should finish it nicely. Of course, after polishing, use panel wipe and inspection torch. This way you'll be able to check the proper results of your polishing. So now you can clearly see the results I achieved within single stage polishing. So if anyone has doubts that this is possible, because some people say after heavy coat you have to use medium finishing. When you have choice of polishing pads, different polishers these days, one good pass can give you good results once you have everything right. Of course, in this case I didn't get it 100% perfect. That's because the paint is extremely bad. There is some deeper marks still left. On the outlining of my section, there is a little bit of holograms. However, if I was doing next section, I'm gonna overlap it, so I'm gonna clear that off. There is also a little trick in that if you want to use combination like that and you want to get nice results, what you need to have is you need to have couplet of those polishing pads. That's because once you use the pad at the start and the pad is hard, after your set of passes the pad will get softer. So if you use this pad again for the next section, you're not gonna have the same abrasivity from the pad as when the pad is fresh. So what I do myself is I have always 3, 4 of these pads. I do this section with one pad, then I let the pad to rest. I clean it in the meantime as well. I use fresh pad for the next section, another fresh pad for next section, and another one for another section, and then I go back for the next section with to the 4th pad I've used at the start. This way my work is extremely effective and efficient. I have the same gradation of the pad at all the time. And this is actually issue of many people when they polishing, they use one pad. You need to give that pad a bit of rest. So one way you maintain the hardness of the pad at all the time once you give the pad rest. Also you extend the durability of the pad itself. So I hope this video will help you to improve your skills when you polishing. The answer is obviously there's no one the best product for dealing with every type of paint, as even this combination works for me in 90% of cases, but we get cars as well that it just doesn't work the way I would expect. So that's everything in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like the video, give me a thumb up. If you have any questions, comment below. If you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe my channel, and see you on the next one.